Hi guys, my name is Renee Burroughs. We are Renee Burroughs Design, and I say we because it takes an army to do what we do. We are delighted that we've grown to a point that we do up to 5 events in a weekend. We're very much like a caterer is how we describe it, in that everything's prepared in one place and then we distribute it out by teams and lead designers and so on. So that's kind of what we do, but it's fun in all of this. In getting the chance to be here at Judson, we're very excited about all of this and cannot wait to get our hands on these buildings. So the way I got started is really funny, and I love telling this story, and it's so peculiar. I was in high school and my friend was applying for a job. We were at a shopping center. There was no parking. We parked right in front of a flower shop. Who would have ever imagined? And she was scooting down the sidewalk going to the dress shop where she was going to apply for a job. And I said, wait a minute, let's look in here. And she was like, okay, all right. And we went through the flower shop. And by the time we got through the flower shop, we were both enthralled. She asked the store owner, do you have an application? Because back in the day, I'm older than many of you, back in the day, that's how we did it. And she said they were so new that they did not even have applications yet, but give me your number. By the time we got home, because remember, no cell phones back in the day, she had already called her home number and talked to her mother for a half hour. My friend got the job. I got to hang out with her from time to time. I quickly got the job. And still to this day, both of us are in floristry, and she works with us from time to time. So me just being interested in the beautiful display in the window of a flower shop, happenstance, parking in front of a flower shop, that's how my entire career started. And that was in high school, and I've literally been a florist ever since. We start with a scheduled phone appointment, because there are so many questions. Even though you're a consumer every day, you've never been a wedding consumer before, let alone flowers. Maybe you've picked up flowers at the grocery store on your way home at the checkout, but you've not been an everyday consumer of flowers. In the wedding industry, you eat food every day, so you have a sense of your own taste with catering. You listen to music all the time, so you can build a playlist. There are things in everyday life that translate into weddings, but flowers are something you don't splurge on. It's not an everyday consumer experience, so a lot of people feel very out of their element. So in starting with a phone appointment, we understand their priorities, their expectations, we put them at ease. A lot of people have ideas, but have no sense of how all of this can come together. We discuss real world expectations, we talk about real world budgets, really think through clothing, coloring, what they're aiming for. We talk about logistics. Are you doing round tables? Are you doing farm tables? Are you doing head tables? And who's at that head table? Is it wedding party and plus ones, or is it just wedding party? Because that can change the length of the table. All the things that we'll need to know to build a solid option plan really come together in those expectations. So we start there. And in that conversation, we talk about her inspirations, the things that they've put together for ideas, and then we just really address, okay, is this a real world budget practical for what you're hoping for? And we show them how we can integrate and stretch the budget as far as we can. But sometimes, we're looking at Kim Kardashian's wedding, which, is she still married? I don't even know. But we're looking at grand weddings and thinking, how can we translate that into a real world budget? Step 2 is a scheduled Zoom appointment or FaceTime. We do our design appointment in that manner. It makes it so much easier for everybody. But we look at just the vast container collections we have, ideas, and we always say it's a process of elimination. We just fully recognize that we're strangers. And if you're considering us to be a part of all of this, we want to get to know you. So it doesn't hurt our feelings if we show you something that you don't care for. It's about figuring out what you love and you being brutally honest with me when I show you options. We don't just give you a plan and say, here it is, take it or leave it, hope you like it. We literally cross things off the list if you don't care for it, and then work through until you smile, a genuine smile. And that's really my benchmark. If you're not grinning from ear to ear, we're not done. Trends are an interesting thing. because I can tell you truths or I can tell you what you want to hear. And that sounds funny to say, but trends are all about what you want. Now you're gonna see things that other people do, and you're gonna admire that. And you're gonna see here when we start building these Judson, just beautiful floral designs, you're gonna start seeing what we do in these rooms. But individually, you still have to decide what you like. Now, we have seen a lot of classic white Southern greenery events, but let's recognize where that comes from. You guys are searching on Pinterest, you're searching on Instagram. We have algorithms that are out there. So if you've clicked on one white flower arrangement, it's gonna bring all the white flower arrangements to your feed. And little or not, believe it or not, they're telling you that this is trend, but it's only because you've clicked on it. If you start clicking on color, all of a sudden you're gonna start seeing colorful flower arrangements. So it's really what you're starting to search is what you think is trending, but it's really foundational to algorithms. So I want you to step away from what a trend is, and I want you to think about what you love. One of the things we ask our clients in our preliminary conversation is, tell us about the colors in your closet. What do you most gravitate toward? And it kind of stumbles people at times, and we say, okay, if you were shopping for a sweater and you go to a rack and there's 15 colors, what color are you gonna pull out? Now, we're not trying to choose the wedding color that they're going for. We're trying to help them dig into, am I drawn to pastels? Do I like vibrant colors? What about my fiance? What does he like? What's in his closet? What are the connections of who we are as a couple? How do we decorate our home? How do we decorate our rooms, our lives? What are we drawn to? That's where you build your color palette. That's where you build your style. That's where you build what you're drawn to. Because I often tell people that it's like decorating a living room, because they feel like decorating for a wedding is some, fantasy thing that's so different and they don't want to mess it up. And we always say, think of the bridesmaid's dress as about the color of a couch. Then you think of an accent chair. You think of artwork. Are you layering in colors? Now, the room we're in is all blue, but look, it's shades of blue. It's different textures. It's small detail, it's broad detail. So when we think about design, think about how you live in your life, how you put together a wardrobe. With a wardrobe, you have pieces. Same thing with a wedding. You're gonna layer in textures and colors with floral. You're gonna layer in texture and color with linens. You're gonna build with metallics or containers or ceramics, whatever layers and textures come into building and decorating a room or building an outfit. You're gonna take those same principles and build a wedding design. And again, trends are up to what you love in your life. It's not what everybody else is doing. But we are seeing a lot more color because people are clicking on color, and those algorithms are throwing color at us through spring, and that's really fun. It's an interesting question. When we think about things we still want to do, one of my favorite things is mixing and matching color palettes that people don't expect. I smile sometimes when I look at color palettes, and again, having done this for so many years, I think, have I ever put these together? But when we think about a garden, you can walk through a garden, go to the botanical gardens or something like that. The plantings, they do complement, and there are aesthetics and kind of rules of thumb that gardeners will put together. But sometimes it's just crazy color combinations and you think that would never work. And then you build it with something that's a beautiful product and it works and you go, oh my gosh, that is amazing. So I love new color combinations and that's a lot of fun. But most importantly, I'm excited about these rooms because we have the opportunity to regularly build new structures on these walls, hang things and suspend things from the ceiling. Now we've done a lot of floral chandeliers and I love floral chandeliers, but we have different opportunities to suspend from the beamwork that we have here, and we're very excited about that. So, you know, you've done this for years and you say, just when I think I've seen it all and done it all, something comes across your mind or you get an idea and you're like, oh, let's try that. We've never done it. So there's nothing in particular that's new that I want to try or on the forefront, but little by little, it's just, you look at something in architecture or you look at something in graphic design, something will always lead you, a shape, a texture, something will always lead you to a new idea. There's nothing new under the sun. We know that. but something will prompt you to combine new things that will be really fun and exciting to do.